Hi, my name's Kelsey. I'm a genius here at United BMW. Today we're going to talk about our frequently asked questions with our Bluetooth and Apple CarPlay systems. For the purpose of this video today, we'll be here in this communication tab. Because we are talking about adding, deleting, and general problems with mobile devices, we'll be in this mobile devices menu. This menu is found in many different places in our iDrive system. I just like to go into communication because it's the easiest. Problem that we run into often is that Apple CarPlay is not showing up for some of our guests, even though it is a standard feature on our newer vehicles. If that's the case for you, select the settings button here and make sure that it is checked. Most often we find that this box has not been checked for whatever reason. If so, it'll look like this. So all you have to do is select it and go on from. So then if you wanted to add a new device, we'll select this. You'll see three options appear. This is the one we're going to be using. This is the one that you will use most often. The second option here, screen mirroring, only applies to Android phones, but it's a similar process to. We'll select this here, and then you'll see BMW followed by 5 numbers. Those 5 numbers are the last 5 digits of your vehicle's VIN number, so it won't be the same on every vehicle. Now on the device that you are trying to connect, you'll want to go into your settings. You'll want to select Bluetooth, and then under devices you'll wait for your vehicle to pop up. And then you'll get a 6-digit code, so you'll want to hit pair after you've made sure that it matches, and then hit yes on the car as well. If you wait too long, that option will time out and you'll have to start all over. So after that, you'll want to hit allow. Make sure you're responding positively to all the prompts that you receive. This is a newer question on the 2020 models. It's basically just asking if you want to use CarPlay or if you want to use our iDrive system. It's a similar pop-up to what we were seeing on iDrive 6. Just select confirm. Back down here on our device, we want to hit use CarPlay. So once Apple CarPlay comes up on your iDrive screen, you'll notice that it says not connected. That's because Apple CarPlay utilizes your phone's Wi-Fi connection to pull your information, and our iDrive system uses your Bluetooth connection. So you'll see if you go back to settings that it says direct BMW under Wi-Fi. That doesn't mean that I'm connected to the car's Wi-Fi, it just means that the car is using my Wi-Fi to give me Apple CarPlay. The problem we see most often is folks have brought their car in for service and suddenly their Bluetooth doesn't work anymore. Everything looks normal, it looks like you can see my phone, it looks like it might be connected, but it's just not connecting to the phone. So typically what happens there is if the battery was disconnected for any reason, or if the software was updated, that just means that you need to reestablish the connection between the car and the vehicle. So what you'll want to do, in the car we're trying to connect, you can see we can still see the vehicle, but if we try to tap on it, it won't ever connect. So we're going to delete it. To delete it, you'll hit this blue eye here next to it, and we'll want to forget this device. Forget. Here on our screen, it says that this is my iPhone. It is not. We're just going to go ahead and delete that. Once you have the old devices deleted, you'll go through the process to reconnect your phone. So you'll select new device here, select phone calls and audio, and then just follow the prompts in your phone's Bluetooth menu that is, in Apple phones at least, under settings. So you'll go to settings, Bluetooth, and then follow the prompts between the car and the vehicle. Make sure that you're responding quickly because they do time out after about 30 seconds. Once a device is connected, in this example my iPhone, we can see that there looks like there are 2 of the same connected, even though that's not the case. We tap on this bottom one here, which I'm choosing because it has our Apple CarPlay symbol. So what these symbols mean is this is Apple CarPlay, these are apps, and then that one's of course Wi-Fi. So this one has Apple CarPlay. I'm going to select that one. This is where I can disconnect or delete or change my connection mode between iDrive and Apple CarPlay, and then allow it to connect my apps. If we select this top one here, this is what allows me to establish a Bluetooth connection if I would prefer, and this is also what allows me to have those apps connected if I am connected to Bluetooth. Now, in many of our older BMWs, I think up until about 2016, when you had multiple phones connected, it would automatically designate one as phone 1 and one as phone 2. We still do that now, it just looks a little bit differently. I can't really show it because I only have my phone available, but as long as your vehicle is equipped with what we call enhanced Bluetooth, that's what gives you that phone 1 and phone 2 option. You'll see your device and then say your partner's device here. You would just click on the one that you want to be phone 1 and then say connect. The same thing applies with Apple CarPlay versus iDrive. You can have one phone in Apple CarPlay and one in iDrive and kind of work between the two there. But the biggest difference is coming in here and utilizing these selections here. If your Apple CarPlay keeps dropping or taking a long time to connect, or you don't see it when you come in and try to switch between connection modes even though it was there before, or you're just not seeing it at all, you'll have to go through the process of deleting and reconnecting. And it's the same as the initial connection. You just have to delete your phone from the car and the car from the phone. From there, if it's still not showing up and you're still having issues, one thing that you can try is to come down to your apps menu, and on your center console here you have this option button. You want to push that, and up on your screen you'll see the option to update apps and services. You'll want to select that, and it'll take a second to transfer everything. Once it's done, you'll see this. You can hit close and then go back into your communication menu, back into mobile devices, and try connecting again. If you still don't see it from there, you are welcome to call our BMW Genius Hotline, and they will do their best to walk you through it. Sometimes it takes a couple tries to get it working. If you have Apple CarPlay but your phone or the car defaulted to the iDrive system, all you do is select your device, select your connection mode, select Apple CarPlay. Here it'll say when using Apple CarPlay, selected vehicle data will be sent to your device. We're going to confirm. Down on our device, we want to hit use CarPlay on that prompt. And then sometimes it takes a second, but you'll see Apple CarPlay come back up and you'll be able to use it like normal. Now, some frequently asked questions about Apple CarPlay specifically, aside from it dropping, are that people aren't sure how to activate Siri, or some of the apps aren't coming up, or things like that. So to activate Siri, you can press and hold this button here. She'll come up there. If you have Hey Siri activated on your phone, you can just say Hey Siri. She'll activate in the same way. If you prefer buttons, you can press and hold your voice command button here while you're in Apple CarPlay, and you'll see her come up over here. No. There were a number of changes made to the Apple CarPlay system with the iOS 13 update. I do have a full video about that on the United BMW page if you have more questions about that specifically. Otherwise, another question that we get frequently is that my favorites aren't showing up, my contacts aren't showing up, my contacts are different than what I think they should look like, there are more contacts or less or whatever. Apple CarPlay does not make any changes to anyone in your contacts lists or your favorites or anything like that. So Apple CarPlay doesn't have the ability to make any changes to your contacts or your favorites or who's in there, who's not in there, anything like that. So if you're seeing any issues, we would recommend deleting and reconnecting, or maybe making sure that the contacts in your phone are the way that you would prefer them to be, because you can't make any changes from the vehicle won't make any changes for you. Another question that we get is that third-party apps aren't showing up. These are changed or updated or taken away by either Apple or the third-party app itself. For example, when Apple CarPlay was first debuted, you used to be able to see Facebook and read your emails. They quickly learned that that was not a good idea. So Waze is also a new addition with this most recent update. So over time, as different contracts and permissions change, or as demand changes, you might see these update. There are apps available that I don't have on my phone, like the MLB at Bat or NPR or Golf or anything like that. There's a full list available on the Apple website of compatible apps. Another thing to remember with Apple in general, and especially with your third-party apps, is that they do offer their own updates independently from the updates within your vehicle. So if you're having any issues, our best recommendation is to first restart your phone. If you're still having issues, check and make sure that your phone is completely up to date, or any of the apps that you're experiencing issues with are completely up to date. From there, if you're still having issues with Apple CarPlay dropping, we would recommend logging into our Connected Drive portal and making sure that your subscription is active. One way we recommend checking that your subscription is active is to come into Apps, select BMW Store, and at least with your iPhone, you can just hover your phone over it and you'll see a pop-up appear there at the top. That's a link that will take you to the iDrive Connected portal and allow you to make any necessary changes from there. I hope that helped. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave me a comment below and I'll do my best to answer your questions.